This is the Hagia Sophia, once a church, then a mosque, and now a museum. It stands in Old Istanbul, in the area called Sultan Ahmed. For many centuries, the grand structure, with its massive dome, shading such a large space under it, was an inspiration for architects. When the Roman Empire was becoming too large to be managed by a single ruler, it split in the western half centered around Rome and the eastern half called Byzantium. Its first emperor, Constantine, saw the vision of a cross before he went to battle. He won it decisively. Thus he took the omen to mean he had to convert to Christianity. And so he did, and saved the early Christians from being persecuted. Again, led by a vision of the cross, he built his capital in the land flanked by the Sea of Marmara and the Strait of Bosphorus. In 326 CE, Constantinople was born. His son built a church of the Holy Wisdom, which in Greek is Hagia Sophia. It burned down shortly afterwards. The next Byzantine emperor, Theodosius, rebuilt it, but it was torched during the notorious Nika riots in Justinian's reign. Justinian had it reconstructed and filled its interiors with mosaics from the Bible. Ever since 536 CE, Hagia Sophia has stood in its present grandeur. For more than 100 years, around the 8th century, when Christian iconoclasm was the ruling religion, many human figures were scratched and defaced. Years later, when the Ottomans conquered the city and renamed it Istanbul, the church became a mosque. A coat of whitewash hid the murals, and cartouches bearing the names of the four first caliphs, written in Arabic, were erected. In the 1930s, after Turkey became a secular republic, when the mosque was being converted into a museum, the whitewash was peeled off. Many mosaics could be seen in their original state. Some others were restored and some reconstructed in separate panels.
Ευλογήσω τον Κύριον εν παντή καιρό διάπαντος η ένεσης αυτού εν το στόματι μου εν το Κυρίω επενεθήσεται η ψυχή μου, άκουσα το σαν πραείς και φρανθεί το σαν. Μεγαλύνατε τον
The Ottoman additions remain: the mihrab that points the direction of Mecca, the Sultan's viewing platform, the ulema's preaching stand, surahs from the Quran inscribed on the wall, marble jars brought from Arabia. One goes up a spiral walkway made of stones that are shining and slippery, polished by millions of feet. The top level is where the queen and her retinue sat to hear the sermon. Now it has the restored and original mosaics, and for sale are replicas of treasures from the Topkapi Palace and Christian and Ottoman sacred mementos. Suddenly, while walking in Istanbul, you may chance upon an old wall of the Byzantine days, made of the same material that needed a cannon to demolish it. Across from Hagia Sophia is the Blue Mosque, or Sultan Ahmed Jami, with its magnificent array of domes, housing in its complex a caravanserai, a madrasa, a hospital and soup kitchen. The interior of the mosque has blue stained glass windows and every inch of the surface is covered with Iznik tiles, mostly in patterns of blue and white. You pick up a plastic bag from the entrance, remove your shoes, and carry them in with you. There are shoe racks inside the mosque. A tray full of headscarves at the entrance help women don the attire of modesty when entering the home of Allah. A student of the renowned architect Sinan built the Blue Mosque, both to surpass his master and the Hagia Sophia. It had 6 minarets, equaling the number of minarets in the Holy Mosque at Mecca. There was a diplomatic standoff, quelled only when the Ottoman Sultan donated another minaret to Mecca. On one side of the Blue Mosque is the Hippodrome, not used any longer for horse racing. It has the booty collected by Byzantine emperors from their conquered lands. The obelisk of Pharaoh Thutmose, a column of 3 metal snakes from the Apollo temple of Delphi, a remnant of a carved structure whose 4 bronze horses are now in Venice, taken there by the Crusaders in 1204. Beside the Hippodrome is a German fountain with a spectacular gold mosaic ceiling. Hurrem's Turkish bath, newly reopened. Ibrahim Pasha's palace, now a museum of Islamic art, and an underground cistern called Yerebatan Saray. It used to supply water to the emperors whose palace was around here. It was forgotten for many centuries, but some Istanbulus still caught fish that thrived in the underground water tank. Now it has been restored and bridges created for tourists, connecting the 336 columns 9 meters high each. Some columns were brought from other lands, for example, the 2 with the Medusa heads.